We're both church pastors. We have a vested interest in this particular point, and the point is this. In the old-fashioned world, it used to be you worked 6 days and then you came to a stop. You had a pause for the Christian Sabbath. You did nothing on that day in theory. It was more than just sitting in an armchair in your lounge, not moving and reading the Holy Bible. It was a change of pace, a family day. Things were different. You see, if you want to draw closer to God, you need to take some intimate quality time with him. And what did God say about this so long ago? He said, work 6 days and then give me an entire day. He stated this to the Israelites at the top of Mount Sinai. At the top of Mount Sinai is this beautiful little hollow over here. And this is where many Bible dictionaries show the photograph of where people imagine Moses may have talked with the God of the universe. Wouldn't it be wonderful to think, I don't know if it's so or not, but that here God descended from out there in the universe to the top of this mountain. There he talks with Moses, and at that hollow, God reaches forth his hand through the cloud, through the thunders and the lightnings, and he gives Moses his 10 Commandment law, inscribed with his own finger. Imagine being there. It's pretty amazing to be so high, isn't it, Brent?
It is quite amazing to be so high.
Yeah.
With a slight shortness of breath.
Yeah. Well, we're 3 kilometres above the ground, above sea level.
Yeah, so if you correspond that back to New Zealand, it's about the height of Mount Taranaki in the North Island.
So, Brent, what do you reckon God would have thought, what Moses would have thought when God spoke to him about Sabbath?
Well, there wouldn't have been the crowds around as you see now.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine it would have been a very a special time. You look behind me, you see how isolated the mountains are. And to have the voice of God speaking, it would have been awesome. From a pastor's point of view, how that was, say, from a person's point of view, how would you put the perspective?
Well, I reckon when God told Moses to rest after he climbed this jolly mountain, he was pretty happy to hear about it. Now, Brent, it was up here that God spoke to Moses and gave him the 10 Commandment law, but we're 3,000 metres above sea level. Yeah, a bit short of breath?
Yeah, I can understand when God gave Moses the 10 Commandments, and God asked Moses to rest.
Okay.
Moses needed the rest. He wasn't a young man.
He was
and
tired.
He was tired. And tell me, I am tired.
Yeah, well, of course, you got a long... Brent's got many decades to go before he's 85. And at the age of 85, Moses hiked 2 kilometres into the sky up Mount Sinai. And there he sees the law of God, and it's the number 4 commandment, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes. Keep the Sabbath day. Remember the Sabbath day.
So every seventh day?
Every seventh day, we're to rest. And for Moses, that would have been truly a blessing at that time.
You know, I reckon this is absolute living proof that we know which day of the week Moses did not climb Mount Sinai, because God said you got to rest every when?
Every Sabbath, every Saturday.
Every seventh day you're supposed to rest and do no work. Well, Brent and I have just done so much work this morning, especially Brent. We've laboured up this jolly hill on a camel and then 750 steps, 3 kilometres high into the air. We're short of breath, and it's here that God told Moses, hey, quit work, take a break, just rest. It was just an amazing experience to be able to climb that mountain that's regarded as so holy by millions of people around the world. It's just an incredible experience.